Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. So when you leave an employer or become eligible for a distribution from your workplace retirement plan, you're faced with a lot of choices, a lot of opportunities, important decisions about what to do with your accumulated savings. Options to consider, maybe leaving the money in your employer's plan, rolling it into a new plan, or moving it into an IRA. And each comes with its own set of rules, advantages, limitations. Understanding how these differences affect investment options, control, fees, distribution flexibility, and beneficiary planning can help you make the choice that best supports your long-term retirement goals. Someone who's seen a lot of this, Tom Parks at Annex Wealth Management, Director of Retirement Plan Services. Hey, Tom.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
How much control do you want over your investment choices and your account access when you have all these different plans? You've had a lot of different employers, and how does that compare between your employer's plan and maybe an IRA?
Sure. I would start by saying that you want to have awareness, and that might sound crazy, but a lot of people kind of lose track of old 401ks and stuff like that. Then it gets to your question about like what level of control do you want to have? And that really does vary by person. So I would say, broadly speaking, in an IRA, you're going to have access to more investment options than you would in a 401k plan, because 401ks tend to have, they can be very expansive, menus of investments, but they're still technically, limited. It might be 20 or 30 or something like that. Whereas in an IRA, you can get all sorts of stuff. So really that's going to come down to your personal preference. But the other thing that's going to matter is how much money's in the account, because investments to which you have access also vary by your balance. The more money you have, the more access you have to more complicated stuff. So all of those things are going to factor in a workforce that's kind of transient. If you have multiple accounts all over the place, eventually it's going to get kind of hard to keep track of all that stuff. So I generally encourage people, when you leave your employer, bring the money with. Now, the question is, what does that mean? Does it mean I bring it to my new employer, or do I take it to an IRA? And that's where it kind of gets into, it depends on the situation. The other question would be, does my new employer have a 401k? Will they let me roll it in? Usually if they have one, they will. There are thresholds where under $7,000, they can roll you out. Under $1,000, they can cash you out. So you might find yourself in a situation, it's possible, this has actually happened recently, where you have received a disbursement from your old 401k plan, but you're not yet eligible to roll it into the new 401k plan. Then you could run into some deadline issues where you got to do something with that money before there's a different waiting periods where, if you don't do something, it causes you a problem. So every single one of these scenarios is going to vary depending on who you are. Being mindful of it, I think, is the most important part.
What about the fees? Some people say, well, I want everything in one place. I'm just going to take it from the old employer, move it to the new employer, but they're not aware of the fees.
Very often people are not aware of those. So I would say, regardless of whether you're moving it from one place or another, Dave Spano always talks about this, know what you own and know
why.
what you're paying for. Yeah, for sure. There are really heavy disclosure requirements in the 401k world. So there's a way to get the answer, and it's not that hard. So you can find that. To your original question about control, if you're really into investments, you want to have control over the investments, or you're getting closer to retirement, you maybe have a bigger balance and you want some more comprehensive, detailed planning and investment strategy for you personally, obviously, I would recommend at that point you work with an advisor. You probably don't want to be doing that yourself. That's where the advisor will help you evaluate your options and kind of pick the one that's best for you.
Is there always a fee when you roll it over?
There might not be a transaction fee. Usually there's going to be a distribution fee. Oftentimes rolling money in, there's not going to be a transaction fee for just moving the money into the thing. The question is, what are the overall fees once it's in there? Because yes, very rarely will you find an investment company that does all of its work for free. It's just a question of, is it in the investment? Is it some other sort of thing?
Especially when it's not in-house, you might not be as aware of it. And so what level of professional advice or guidance would we look to deciding this?
Right. It's not always super transparent, and it can get complex. Your average person doesn't even know where to start looking. So talk to your advisor to get some help with that. I mean, that's what advisor they're there for, to give you advice on stuff.
And does the beneficiary planning require more flexibility than your current employer plan allows? Maybe you're talking about multiple or contingent beneficiaries.
Usually you can do that in a 401k plan. Sometimes technologically it's more cumbersome at one provider versus another. More and more of the stuff is going online. But if you are married and you're in a marital property state and you're going to designate someone other than your spouse, that usually takes it offline and into some sort of manual process. But I would say, generally speaking, you have the same essential options in a 401k from when it comes to beneficiaries as you might in a in an individual account. It just, again, comes down to proper planning and then proper execution. And if they are limited for whatever reason, then yeah, you want to keep that in mind. And it's not to say that one is better than another. It's just a question of, what are you doing with that money? How long is it going to be in the thing that you're rolling it into? Because you didn't bring up just take the money out and spend it as an option, Joe, which I'm glad you didn't bring up.
Yeah, I know you don't like that.
That is an option, so we at least need to tell people. Most of the time, terrible idea, but it is something you can ponder anyway. Because some companies who hold the money, they are also manufacturers of investments. And so sometimes the fee is just the expense ratio of the investment itself. That's how they collect the fee, by you using their investments, proprietary stuff.
Every portfolio tells a story. We say that all the time, too.
That's right.
So it just depends.
Consolidation's a good idea just because it helps you not forget where your money is, but then it gives you a better sense of what you really have.
Yeah, just easier to keep track of. Director of Retirement Plan Services, Tom Parks. Happy to walk through that with you at any time. Thanks for being on the show, Tom.
Thank you.
Go to annexwealth.com, click that Get Started button.